prep them for Nikola Jokic and what he's able to do as a big passer and everything. How did that go during the week, and how did you
I
feel
didn't play
about
none of that. No, I wasn't. You saying in practice?
That's what he
Yeah,
said.
no, I didn't do any of that.
We don't see nothing in practice.
Yeah, no, I didn't see it. I didn't do any of that. So.
But how hard is he to prepare for and to mimic?
I mean, it's tough. You're not always going live, so it's a little different. But he's one of the best players, to play the game. So, he's always going to be a tough matchup. And collectively, we got to do a good job to slow him down.
What do you feel like you want to do more or better in Game 2 compared to Game 1?
Push the pace. I think last game was probably like one of the slowest paced games that we've had. And I'm here to push the pace, and that's something I got to do.
Does that feel like another one of those controllables? I think that was something that Ty and a lot of the guys were talking about after the game. Like, a lot of the things that you guys didn't do well in Game 1 were things that you guys can't control.
Yeah, definitely. There's a ton of things that we control. Not turning the ball over, boxing out, rebounding the ball. I think those are the two things that we have to focus on. It's going to be important.
Where did it feel like Game 1 got away from you guys?
Turnovers and rebounds. But there's a ton of stuff. You go back and watch films, a lot of different things that could have changed the game. But those are the two things that stood out to me.
How hard is it not to harp on those things going into a next game?
I mean, you want to focus on them. You want to know, where you made mistakes, where you messed up. And we got to correct them tonight.
How much of the turnovers was Nuggets pressure defense versus maybe plays that you guys just shouldn't have made?
Probably a bit of both. First game, playoffs, intensity, it's loud. I think it's a combination of everything.
And how much more of a challenge are they when it's not just Joker and even Joker and Jamal, but AG's making big shots, Brown, and certainly Russ?
They're tough either way. They've been there before. They have the experience. I mean, it's probably harder to guard than when Joker's on the floor, given he's probably one of the best in the world. But we'll take it today and get out there and focus on what we need to do.
Thank you.
Thanks, man. Ty, yesterday Aaron Gordon was asked about adjustments, said both teams make adjustments, but that ultimately it just comes down to players. But how big of a deal is it, especially in a playoff series with two evenly matched teams, to those Game 1 to Game 2, I guess, tweaks?
Unique tweaks, what they're trying to take advantage of and, what we're trying to take advantage of. So I'm pretty sure both teams can see some things we can do better. I thought we played a good game. I thought we didn't finish it off. I thought we turned the ball over more than we wanted to. So the tweaks for us is just taking care of the basketball, making sure we get back in transition and go from there.
Ben Simmons has said pushing the pace is going to be a focus for you guys tonight. How much is that? More of that do you want to see and whatever else?
Yeah, we got to play faster. I think last game was our second slowest paced game of the season. And so we got to, get the ball in, get the ball up, have a flow and a rhythm to the game, like not walking it up and getting to our first trigger with 13, 14 on the clock. So we got to be better with that.
I would say yesterday that you're a coach he's looked up to a lot. He particularly praised your poise and just how calm you are in making hard and important decisions. You were able to take over a team that had championship aspirations back in Cleveland. Just what is the challenge of doing that, and how have you seen him handle that?
The challenge for him is he's been there for a while, and I know the players respect him. Just talking to the players over the course of the summer, that he's a really good coach. And I had a chance to coach against him. I think was it last year when he coached, and he does some good stuff. He has a good demeanor about him on the sideline, and when you're taking over for the first time, it's good to be in the trenches with those guys for 4 or 5 years. And so they respect him. They understand that he's had a voice, on this team, and they respect him. And when you get to the playoffs, you got to do whatever it takes to win the game for tonight, and then worry about tomorrow.
The 2 days off, how much time do you and your staff spend watching film, and then at times saying, let's take a break, let's relax a little bit and recalibrate before we go back into it again?
I don't know about a break, especially when you lose, But no, I think we just got to stay the course. I think what we were doing early on was working. The biggest thing for us is we just can't gift them points. Like, they're a good offensive team. They can score the basketball. So we just can't just give them, 12, 14 points. That's off our turnovers. We can't get back and recover.
Did you guys sleep at all?
I slept good.
How many hours did you get in?
I hear you.
How many hours you get in per night?
I got 9. Feel good.
You guys had
Everything, shoulders,
Right.
legs, all that?
you guys had any fun with Jason and JVG about wrestling the ball from Jokic over the last couple of days?
I saw it was some memes, some memes out there with JVG. But the ball came to him. He didn't take it from Joker. The ball came to him. He was going to give it to the referee, and You know, when you're competitive and somebody tries to snatch the ball from you, you're going to hold on to it. So I guess that's what JBG did.
So you saw the memes. Are you somewhat active on social media at all?
Somewhat, somebody send it to me. Yeah, I'm not active on that, you know. I can't keep up.
You said you guys got into your first triggers and actions about 13 or 14. You want to get into the first action on 13 or 14 on the clock. Do you know what it was on average in game one?
No, I said that's what we were getting in our first action at 13 to 14. We want to be better. We want to get up quicker, get on our first trigger with 17 on the clock. Will give us more time to kind of do what we want to do offensively.
Do you know where that ranked for the season at all from game one?
I just told you. It was our second lowest.
No, for pace it was your second lowest. Okay, so you're talking about getting into sets was also your second lowest.
Oh, just about, yeah. Probably might have been our first. Got to be better.
You mentioned yesterday that you have maybe another half of what you guys tried in game one, and then if it's not working, you go away from it. Obviously, don't expect you to reveal what that adjustment may be, but is there something that, or a couple things that you've already located that may need to be a change?
Yes, sir. Y'all have a good day, man. Hey, tell us not messing with